Hey, what's up? I'm Darkbblue, trying to help you enjoy games in depth. This video offers an introduction to the Ascension mode in Hellcloud. Since I'm not very good at this mode nor very interested in it, I'm not able to provide a really detailed and advanced strategy. Thus, this video will mainly be about rules in this mode. So to play the Ascension mode, you'll need to create a new save file and ensure you have previously finished the campaign in New Game Plus 0. Then you can set the game mode to Ascension on save file creation. Simply put, this mode wraps the original looter ARPG style meta progression with an extra outer layer. This effectively turns the original meta layer into another roguelike layer. Every time you start a new Ascension run, you start with 0 meta progression, with the goal being finishing 3 chapters before your attempts run out. Note that even with DLC, you still only need to finish 3 chapters. The game's life cycle won't extend to 4 chapters. Additionally, all skills are unlocked and all relics are in the loot pool. We've mentioned limited attempts. By default, you start with 5 of them, and any run, be it successful or failed, will both consume an attempt. The first time you beat a chapter, you will gain 3 additional attempts, but no more than that. There's only one meta progression for this outer layer, which is constellation points. You need to complete certain quests to get the reward. Some quests are very simple, such as getting victory at a certain difficulty. Others need some special attention, such as getting victory with a certain affinity points allocation. Therefore, you need to gradually increase the difficulty by allocating more penalty nodes when starting an Ascension run. In this way, you unlock more constellation points and make high difficulty a bit easier. Next, time for some basic strategies. First off, you'll need to set the goal of every attempt to be farming relics, not beating the game. Therefore, you can fully exploit the farming strategies we've talked in previous videos. For example, you shouldn't spend all of your gold on Blessings of Foundation, but instead save some gold for relic rerolling. You can also spec into this gold gain constellation cluster or make use of the relic affinity mechanic for target farming. Second, you should always use all of your resources currently available rather than save them for future use. This is because the power curve in this mode is very steep, and there's the attempt limit pressure. Third, don't forget meta progression other than relics such as the bell. The bell is really rewarding in this mode. You can prioritize at the relic slot and skill level nodes. Lastly, what's truly exclusive in this mode is that you'll need to decide what build to use. On one hand, you want a build that's strong, but on the other hand, the build should also be easy to implement. You can decompose a build into mandatory relics that provide the core synergy and additional relics that further boost your stat. The fewer mandatory relics are required, the easier it is for a build to work in this mode. What's more, you cannot really set a certain build as the goal of this Ascension run from the start. You need to dynamically change your goal based on what relics you actually get during each attempt. This is the most difficult part. Although I'm not good at it, I guess I know how to become better at it. You can regard this decision process as a deck building roguelike such as Slay the Spire. Therefore, you can learn some guide for those games to master the Ascension mode. For example, in early attempts, you want to grab generic relics such as Exposed for generic damage bonus or Resistance for generic defense boost. This, paired with the Great Bell, can give you power early on. In middle stage attempts, you start to grab relics for certain builds, but at first, you want to choose relics that can serve multiple builds, gradually narrowing down the decision scope. When you finally make the decision what build you want to play, it's the time for target farming the remaining relics. So in general, the Ascension mode requires you to master all the previous knowledge learned during campaign, and further requires some deck building knowledge. If you want to play games into depth together with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.